This right here is the Tata Curvv, and it is Tata's attempt at being bold, stylish, and back in South Africa properly. But the question is this just a really good-looking comeback story, or is it actually good to live with? And in answering this question, we must remember a few things. Number one, this is not an off-roader. Number two, it's not sporty despite how it looks. And number three, it is not premium. It is meant to be an affordable, practical, and stylish compact SUV. And so let's talk about the styling. You've got this Curvv in this vibrant, gorgeous red. When I asked for this car on test, I couldn't choose a color, but I was really hoping that I would get this in the red. And by the way, spoiler alert, the interior also matches the exterior, and I think it's just absolutely stunning. I am not a fan usually of cars that just have these very thin headlights, but on the Tata Curvv it just looks so good. This is actually, I think, the best looking car in their range. I absolutely love it, and I also think it's giving a motor but a little bit more affordable. So for people who've got that taste in creative, unique, distinctive looking cars, this is absolutely one of them. And that is the one thing that I absolutely adore about this car. It's how unique and distinctive it is. I will go on a tangent a little bit. Cars these days, to me, feel like they're starting to look the same a lot. You can hardly tell what car is what in modern design, and I really appreciate cars that look completely different. I, for one, hate the I think it looks absolutely revolting, but what I appreciate about it is that it is unique, it is bold, it is distinctive. They have done something different, and the same thing goes for Tata. There's no other car except the Tata Harrier that actually looks like this. Yes, you could say kind of looks like an Omoda, cool, but it still looks like a Tata Curvv, and this is the only car that looks the way that it does. So I absolutely appreciate that. Here under this thin LED strip, you've got the Tata emblem. Underneath in the center, it looks really good, and you've got this grille that kind of looks like it's not a grille. So if you're not certain, this could be an electric car, but then you look closely and you can see that it's actually a grille. You've got your bumper here, your fog lights here, this shiny black, piano black that I'm not a big fan of, but it's fine. And I think the front just looks so good. And I genuinely think that this one is for the girls. Okay, this one is for the girls. It looks so feminine, it looks so creative, it looks unique, it's just absolutely brilliant. And the best part is that they have it in this gorgeous champagne pink color that is just absolutely stunning. This car is for the girls. I need you guys to hear me when I tell you that the design of this car is my favorite thing about it. Shamelessly. Look at that roofline. I, for one, genuinely love coupe SUVs. I know that's quite controversial in the car community, but I don't care. I love this roofline. It looks absolutely stunning. I love performance SUVs. I love SUVs. I love coupe SUVs that look good. Coupe SUVs, when done right, look absolutely stunning. Now, of course, this is pretending to be a little bit sporty, so you've got these lines that pretend to be there for aerodynamics, but they're not. You've got the Curvv badge here at the bottom. I love that. It's been done so well. You've got flush door handles. I'm not crazy about the mechanism on these ones in particular, but I do quite like flush door handles. I think they make the car look smoother, even though they might be a safety concern in some aspects actually, but that's fine. She's riding on 18-inch wheels, and if you look at that, these are reminiscent of what you get on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, and I think they look great, and they look like flowers, and it just really builds on that feminine looking aspect of this car. You've got glossy black over the wheels there, and I'm not crazy about that because that will scratch easily, but all in all, the side profile is just, it's giving the same thing that the front does. Interesting, unique, bold, and I absolutely love it. The back of this car is kind of reminding me of the back of the Lamborghini Urus, and I think you can see why. You've got these protruding bits that I think actually do give the car some character. You've got an LED strip here, a very small Tata emblem right here in the center above the reverse camera, and then you've got Curvv in chrome lettering right here at the bottom. I do think it looks good, it looks interesting, it's just carrying on the theme of a coupe SUV. I love it. And then you've got this tailgate It's not powered. You do have gas struts, that's great, but this gives you access to 500 liters of boot space, and I think that is really, really good. I do think the car is quite small. It's a compact SUV, but when it comes to boot space, some cars that are bigger than this are giving you about 400 liters of cargo space with the second row of seats up, but in here you've actually got 500 liters of boot space, and I think that is really, really good. It means if you've got a small family, you can fit your luggage, your kids can sit quite comfortably in the back. Even though the slanted sloped roofline will compromise space a little bit, it's kind of like the situation that you've got with, I know these are two different segments of cars, but talking about coupe shaped SUVs, where you've got the Audi RS Q8 that's actually a bit smaller as the flagship. Well, the Audi Q8, that's smaller than as the flagship, and it's smaller than the Audi Q7, which is much longer and wider. And because of the sloped roofline, it's got a bit of compromise when it comes to space. And it's the same thing that you've got in the Tata Curvv, where space, especially headroom, is a little bit compromised. But we'll talk about that when we get in the back seat. But for now, this is good. But before I go on and on about how much I love the design and the interior of the car, I'm going to just touch on the things that I don't like. Number one, this infotainment screen, it's a 10.25-inch screen and the display is beautiful, it's brilliant, but just the fact that it's floating and it's there kind of makes it look like an afterthought, so I'm not very crazy about that. Number two is very obvious. Everyone knows I hate piano black, and you've got it in the worst places as well. You've got it on the doors here. You have it on the steering wheel, and the design of the steering wheel has also been controversial because people often think that this is a touch screen, but the Tata logo just lights up here. It's not a touch screen. And then you've got the piano black here on the buttons that you will use all the time. So that's not good. That's actually the worst place to have piano black. And then here, what you have is a panel for a few of your functions, primarily AC, and then you've got the hazards button there. It's not even a button, it's a touch thing, so you always have to look and make sure that you're touching the right thing. So my issue with this is that, number one, there are no buttons for AC except two, that one that calibrates the intensity of the fan and the other one for temperature, high to low, right? But someone said something that really hit home for me about why we don't like and we should not have touch screens for AC control. And it's the fact that when you've got buttons, after a few days of driving your car, you're now operating on muscle memory. So you hardly ever have to look and see what button you're pressing or what knob you're turning. But if you've got a panel, you always have to look to make sure you're pressing the right thing. And on this particular panel, you've got your hazards there. You've got your 360 camera there. You've got the tailgate there. Granted, the tailgate is not going to open while you're driving because the car can sense that you're driving, right? But you've got a whole lot of things that are operated on this one panel that you're gonna have to avert your gaze to make sure that you're pressing the right thing. And I've found that particularly subtly frustrating when I'm trying to reach the hazards and I'm driving. You want to press your hazards very quickly because hazards are like a safety aspect of the car. In South Africa, you also use them to thank someone, right? And so this must be a button that's very easily accessible. It must not be on the touch screen. It must not be on a touch panel. So I would absolutely change that. The third thing is that there are no cup holders in the front, and that was a very peculiar discovery for me. And I only found out when I went to buy coffee. I didn't even pick that up when I had the car because I always expect the car to have cup holders, right? But I can see that it might have been maybe a space thing because it is a very compact SUV, but you don't need this panel. You can put your phone in here, or you can slide it in there. You can even put it in a side door, but cup holders are important. So when I went to buy coffee this morning, I had to put it in the back and then drive home, and then that's how I was able to then drink my coffee. So if I want to drink coffee on the road, I'm either compromising driving with one hand on the steering and one hand holding hot coffee, or I have to put it in the back and then drink it when it's colder. So that's not great. It's really not a great trade-off, and those are the few things that I would change. But the interior of this car is just beautiful. I love it. Apart from the things that I don't like, it's so beautiful. I do have this plastic, this cost-cutting plastic on the dash, but it's fine. I'm not complaining because this car is meant to be affordable. Remember, it's not premium. I've got this chrome here, and I don't know how durable it is. I don't know if it's going to change color, but at least it's not piano black, I guess. And then there's this textured material, silver material here as well, and I think it looks really interesting. And then you've got this leatherette on the dash as well with some stitching. Love it. I love me some stitching on the dash. You know me, I'm an easy girl to please. And then you've got this rich burgundy color. It is just stunning. I absolutely love it. It matches the exterior of the car. It makes it feel more premium than it actually is. I absolutely love it. The seats are comfortable. They're not too firm. They've got enough lumbar support. They are beautiful. You've got this panoramic sunroof that just beautifully illuminates this cabin. It feels a little bit dark in here because of the dark colors in here. This burgundy is a rich, deep color. It's dark, and you've got a lot of black here on the top, so it kind of feels dark in the interior. And then you open the shade, you open the sunshade, and it illuminates the cabin very beautifully. So when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, I really do feel those things, and they kind of make me, they quite make me enjoy the car quite a bit. The display on the infotainment screen and the driver's display are kind of giving me very subtle Land Rover vibes. And that's where you start to see that connection between Tata and JLR. So if you didn't know, Tata Group owns Jaguar Land Rover. It also owns Tata Passenger Vehicles. So this car is obviously from Tata Passenger Vehicles, but now JLR is like a sister company to Tata. So certain things will sort of blend into each other, and I can see that inspiration coming from JLR and into a car that is just on the other end of the spectrum. JLR is like super premium cars. Tata is affordable cars, but I do like that they've got that crispness and that sharpness of display from JLR that I can sort of see. Let me know if you see the same thing. I mean, that beige accent and that sharp design, and it really reminds me of what you get in Land Rovers on the driver's display and the infotainment screen. And then we get to the back, and space starts to get a little bit compromised because of this roofline, like I mentioned earlier. You do have adequate legroom for someone of my size, so I do think a bigger, taller adult may feel a little bit cramped here. You've got headroom, I guess, and this is actually where it gets really dicey for a taller adult, and you don't even need to be that much taller than me to figure that out. There are no pockets in the back of the seat, but you do get rear AC vents here. You've got a USB and Type-C port, just like you have at the front. You have some lights here in the back as well, and you have this rear armrest, of course, that also serves as a cup holder. So this was very handy for me this morning, like I said earlier. The seats, of course, are really comfortable. They're beautiful. And then, of course, you have your oh shit handles. So as a car that's got a little bit of ground clearance, you are going to be tempted to take it on a bit of a rougher trail. And by rougher, I mean rougher than tar. So, you know, potholes, gravel, very, very light off-roading. It does not have any drive modes that allow you to go on gravel, snow, whatnot. You can, obviously, but that means it's going to be a skill issue as to how the car performs there. So, you know, you have your oh shit handles for any kind of situation you may encounter. Wow, that was really good. Let's see here. Wow, my head actually touched the roof when I shifted over. See how little space there is here. I'm gonna hulk this thing. Okay, that was really good. That was really good. I'm watching you guys. If you think you're clever, that's the problem. And then also, one thing that makes driving and riding in this car pretty cool is you've got a 7-speaker JBL sound system with a subwoofer as well. So you've got speakers in the door here, it surrounds you, it's beautiful, it's clear, it's crisp, and so your karaoke sessions are going to be great, your sing-along sessions are going to be great. You can have a party in here. This car really gives me party vibes, and I love that at least the sound system that we get in here is really good. Now here's where things start to get a little not great. This Tata Curvv is powered by a 1.2-litre turbocharged petrol engine that delivers 88 kilowatts, 170 Newton meters to the front wheels, and it is paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. The entry-level Pure Plus variant is mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. That's not a lot of power for a car that looks like this, but again, it's not sporty, so I think this time I need to remind myself of that. Driving the Tata Curvv has not been a bad experience at all. There are 2 things, maybe 3, that have actually impressed me about this car. Number 1, the numbers on paper are not impressive. You've got 88 kilowatts, 170 Newton meters. And that doesn't sound powerful. That's quite underwhelming for a car that looks like this. But it actually delivers that little power quite well, and that's really quite good. There's a little bit of hunting for gears in the lower gears, which is a little bit annoying, but other than that, the throttle response is not bad. It can be ever so slightly unpredictable, but it's all right. The ride quality is also quite comfortable, especially over imperfections on the road. It's quite surprisingly comfortable. The car really bounces back very well, so they've tuned that suspension quite nicely as well. And then the third thing is that maneuvering the car is quite easy. The steering calibration is really good. It's really responsive, and I've enjoyed that because this car is not huge. It's a compact crossover, so you don't really have problems of it feeling like you're driving a tank or a bakkie. But it maneuvers really, really well. It almost maneuvers like a hatchback, and I was genuinely quite impressed by that. I genuinely don't have anything negative to say about the way this car drives. The only thing that's concerned me a little bit is that sometimes you'll start the car, put it in drive, and it's in D2, and that's kind of strange. And some users, some buyers of the Tata Curvv have also reported some issues with sensors, and I've had that same issue with the tire pressure monitoring system. So I think Tata needs to refine that a little bit, because as it stands, I've got 1 tire on 30 psi, 2 on 29 psi, 1 on 28 psi. The 30, 29 and 28 are red, so it's giving me a warning on those tires, yet the other 29 psi doesn't have a warning. So it's a little bit strange, and the numbers change all the time. Sometimes they're all on 28 and they're all red. It's giving me a warning for all 4 tires. Other times, like now, it's got 3 warnings on 3 out of 4 of the tires. So I think the TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, needs some work. So in the Tata Curvv, you've got 3 drive modes. You have Eco drive mode, so that's obviously good for your fuel consumption. Speaking of which, I've been hitting 11.6 liters to the 100. Those are kind of stiff numbers, if I may say so, in terms of consumption, because claimed fuel consumption for the manual transmission has been what, 5, 6, and then for this one it was maybe 7 to 8, but I've actually been hitting 11 Ks to the 100 on this car. So yeah, that's rather stiff. It has a bit of a drinking problem. But anyway, you've got city drive mode, so that's obviously great for your starting and stopping. You've got eco drive mode, and then you've also got sport. What I noticed is that with the sport drive mode, it doesn't really change much in terms of the throttle response in the car. It's a very marginal shift in throttle response, because that's what sport mode is essentially supposed to do. You feel your steering stiffen up. You even feel the suspension stiffen up as well, because it becomes sportier. And so your car is supposed to feel faster, supposed to feel more responsive. So what I've noticed is a very marginal change in terms of throttle response and those things when I put the car in sport mode, but it then really tanks my fuel economy as well, obviously. So that's not, like, it's not great. But I've had it in city drive mode as well, speaking on the fuel consumption, so not on eco. As I talk about it now, I wish I had put it in eco, but you know, it was the holidays and I was just thinking about taking this car anywhere and everywhere so people would see it, because it's just so beautiful. But if you've had an experience with the Tata Curvv, please do let me know what your fuel consumption was if you drive it in eco all the time. So what informed my decision to not really use eco mode was the fact that the numbers in terms of performance are already really low. So it would be a little bit frustrating for me to drive the car and not get as much performance out of it as possible without also tanking my fuel economy. So city drive mode felt like a good compromise, like a good middle ground for me to get the best of both worlds. So I'm obviously asking myself, who would buy this car? Who is this car for? I think it's for people who want something different, something unique, something new, still stylish, but still affordable. Now here's the interesting part. It's that Tata is not new in South Africa. It's not a new brand. Tata Passenger Vehicles has re-entered the South African market with these cars, but you've seen Tatas a lot. You've seen the flatbeds, you've seen the drop sides, you've seen the little trucks that do deliveries around town. So Tata is new. That means they already have a network of dealers, they have a network for spare parts. And remember, Tata, the global company, is huge in India, and the cars that we're getting in South Africa are the same cars that they get in India. So when it comes to spare parts, trim levels, whatnot, we're going to be getting the same stuff. And so they've got pretty solid footing when it comes to networks for the things that people usually worry about, especially when it comes to after sales service. So the things that people will usually worry about with new brands that are entering South Africa for the first time are not concerns for Tata. And so what I believe they're going to do is to also capitalize on the existing network that they have here in South Africa with Tata, with JLR, the global standing, and hopefully they will deliver really commendable after sales service for their passenger vehicles. So if you're looking for something that ticks those boxes and you're not worried about trying something that is fairly new, then you can take a look at it and see if you like it. Like I always say, it's not up to me to tell you whether or not to buy a car. I think for a lot of South Africans, the brand is very important. We have a lot of brand loyalty in this country, and so a brand that has solid footing is a brand that's obviously going to have a bit of a higher standing than new incoming brands. But we've seen a bit of a different story with Chinese cars, for example, that are entering South Africa for the first time and they're becoming really popular on a whim. So I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about the Tata Curvv. I, for one, think it's just beautiful. Let's start there. And I do have complaints, but when it comes to the driving feeling of the car, which I think is really important, and like how you feel when you're sitting in the driver's seat, I think it presents a pretty strong case. So if you are one of those people, then, go give it a shot. Mwah, love you. Bye. And speaking of smart financial decisions, make sure to click the link in my description to get a quote from Naked for fast, affordable, easy to understand insurance for all your stuff. You're welcome.